The blue tie lesson. In the next 20 minutes, you'll see why fitting in on the outside can save your skin while keeping your real thoughts safe inside. Told by storyteller Daniel Kim. Grab a coffee, lean back, and picture a kid who learns this the hard way on the very first week of his dream job. Miguel Hernandez pressed the elevator button for the 24th floor, heart pounding like a bass drum. He'd landed an analyst slot at Halberton Consulting, the marble and glass tower everyone in his business school wanted. Inside his head spun ideas no textbook mentioned. Open source code, 4-day work weeks, even flipping the salary tables so juniors earned more than partners. He knew those thoughts would sound nuts here, but he told himself, just don't say them out loud. The doors opened on rows of identical cubicles, identical smiles, identical navy suits. A tall woman in her 30s waved him over. Morning, Miguel, I'm Claire, your manager. Quick rule, Monday meetings, we wear the firm's blue tie, no exceptions. Miguel nodded, though he hated ties and loved bright colors. In his backpack sat a hand-painted orange and purple silk, one his sister mailed from Mexico. He promised himself he would swap it for the standard blue before the meeting. At 8:55 a.m., Miguel ducked into the restroom, opened his bag and stared at the two ties. The blue one looked like a dull ribbon. The orange one felt like home. He smirked, tied the colorful one, folded the collar down, and marched to conference room B. What was the worst they could do? Praise his originality. Inside, 15 senior managers stood shoulder to shoulder, navy stripes everywhere. The room hushed when he entered. Claire blinked twice. Nobody spoke for 3 long seconds. Miguel's bravado melted. He slid into the only open chair, cheeks burning. The CFO began, team revenue targets, but eyes kept drifting toward the flaming sunset at Miguel's throat. After the meeting, Claire asked Miguel to stay. She closed the door. Listen, skills matter, but image keeps clients calm. Today you shouted, I don't care how we do things. Miguel tried, it's just a tie, but she raised a hand. Symbols talk louder than mission statements. People read them fast. She left him standing there. That week, Miguel noticed the chill. Colleagues who once swapped football jokes now answered in clipped sentences. Email invites that usually copied him simply stopped arriving. Friday at noon, Claire called him in again. We're moving you to the research cubicle next to storage. It's quieter, you'll focus. Translation, exile. Miguel nodded, anger bubbling. He wanted to yell that navy ties strangled free thought, but he bit his tongue. Over the next month, he wore the required blue, spoke the approved buzzwords, arrived 10 minutes early. Inside his notebook, he scribbled every wild idea. A program to predict client growth using city traffic data. A plan to let staff choose project teams by swiping right. Every sentence stayed between him and the paper. Slowly, invitations crept back into his inbox. Claire even asked his view on a slide deck. The color of his tie had bought him listening ears. One night, Miguel met his old roommate, Leo, for tacos. Leo laughed, dude, you sound corporate now. Miguel shook his head. Shell's different from soul. I'm playing shell. He tapped his pocket notebook. He had started writing proposals no partner would fear, all couched in language the firm loved. Efficiency, ROI, benchmark. Leo asked, you gonna pitch them? Miguel grinned. Not yet. Wait till they trust me enough to read past the first sentence. Months rolled on. Miguel's quiet consistency earned him the label reliable. When a special task force formed to rescue a struggling client, Claire nominated him. Inside the war room, he finally unfolded his traffic data idea, but framed as a cost-saving maneuver. The CFO's eyes lit. They piloted it. Client sales rose 14% the next quarter. Applause echoed through the glass tower. In the elevator, Claire said, "You've come far since the orange tie day." Miguel smiled. On the outside, he mirrored her beige blazer. Inside, he replayed every careful step. One Friday, the partners invited the task force to dinner at an upscale steakhouse. Suits loosened, wine poured, conversation slid from spreadsheets to politics. A junior associate mocked voters who feared automation. Miguel felt the old fire. His parents lost textile jobs to machines. He pictured standing on the table and shouting statistics about displaced workers. Instead, he sipped water, nodded politely, and asked, "How do we automate without leaving people behind?" The associate shrugged, moved on. At home, Miguel opened a locked document titled "Humans First Automation," poured his anger into numbers and footnotes, saved, shut the laptop. The word stayed safe, waiting. 2 years later, Miguel ran his own micro team inside Halberton. By then, his reputation was concrete, results without drama. Only then did he pitch a full program supporting retraining for workers displaced by client tech rollouts. Because leaders now viewed him as one of us, they listened. The board funded a pilot. National media picked up the story. Miguel stood on stage collecting an industry award, wearing the standard blue tie. Backstage, he texted Leo, "Still playing shell, but now the shell is big enough to carry people inside it." On the drive home, he bought a fresh orange and purple silk tie, folded it neatly inside a small box, and wrote a note. "Keep this until the day your work speaks louder than your clothes ever could." He mailed it to the storage research cubicle, where a brand new analyst sat wondering why everyone ignored his bright sneakers. The lesson is simple. Outside, match the room's rhythm so no one slams the door before you reach the handle. Inside, guard the thoughts that make you different until trust opens ears. When power finally leans your way, your ideas will stand proud, no neon tie required.